On this episode of Idol Gossip, blasting off with the Rocket Man, stars behind bars, sexy and single in Tinseltown. And now our regular lesson on how to appear in public, the Fashion Police. The Fashion Police catwalk has been stormed by the supporters of PETA. PETA stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, not people eating tasty animals, as a website claims. Many celebrities choose to wear real fur garments, including Aretha Franklin with her marabou-trimmed wrap, although she doesn't have it on very long. Liza Minnelli with her fur coats, and the ever-controversial Nicole-Smith, who probably has no idea what she's wearing. Then the celebs who claim to be animal-friendly, like Pamela Anderson, and we're not talking about her string of boyfriends. Pammy was most vocal to the Queen of England, complaining that the Royal Guard's tall black headgear was made of animal fur. But Pam herself lopes around town in sheepskin boots. Don't sheep count? It's a personal choice to wear a real fur wrap on the red carpet, but bear in mind that you'll probably have PETA on your tail or trail, and it could secure you a place on PETA's annual Worst Dressed list. Fur-loving newlywed star Jones Reynolds, a co-host on the chat show The View, has landed in the top spot of PETA's Worst Dressed list, a dishonour that gives her the dubious distinction of becoming the only big name to make PETA's naughty list for 4 years running. With the number of dead animals she wore at her wedding, it looked more like a funeral, the group snipes. Second place goes to Cindy Crawford, who has denied an affiliation with PETA, despite appearing in an I'd rather go naked than wear fur ad a decade ago. She has more feathers on her dress than a pack of ostriches. With that big furry mole on her face, you'd think she'd be more sensitive to the plight of animals, the PETA snarks. Cindy was condemned by PETA earlier this year when she signed on to model pelts for furrier Black Glamour's What Becomes a Legend Most campaign. Jennifer Lopez, who has a large selection of real fur wraps and coats, comes in third. PETA hit with the dreaded comparison, the lives of animals she wears are like her relationships, short and painful. Ouch. Susan Lucci, petite, dark-haired and beautiful, was hit with a comment from PETA. Her hideous furs make Emmy's Biggest Loser one of animals' worst abusers. And freshman Ashley Olsen, who is scolded, here's a tip on adjusting to life at New York University. The Big Apple is not the Yukon. You don't need to look like Bigfoot in order to fit in. She is swamped by a coat several sizes and several dead animals too large. PETA make these cutting comments in the hope that stars will rethink their clothing choices and go faux instead of going fur. Elton John must be a shower freak. He demands 50 large cotton towels and 24 hand towels for each performance. The Diet Coke must be in cans, and don't you dare cut the fruit, it must be left whole. Elton demands large amounts of colourful flowers, but definitely no chrysanthemums, daisies, lilies or carnations. So you may not sing or act like a superstar, but at least you can smell like one. Celebrities are now releasing their own signature fragrances. Now, don't believe for 1 minute that Beyonce has been working away in the labs, mixing a blend of fragrances till she discovered a scent that was her. Far from it. It's another cash cow the stars are trying to milk. Beyonce Knowles will be the spokeswoman for Tommy Hilfiger's new scent True Star, which contains contrasting florals and toasted grains.
I feel like we're all true stars. All you need is confidence and the glow, and hopefully people can feel that way when they wear the fragrance. And it's so sexy and so feminine and so clean, and I'm just excited that I'm a part of something so classy.
Beyonce will star in TV and print advertising for the scent and is said to be writing a song about the fragrance that will be used with the TV advertising. We're still asking ourselves how someone can inspire a smell, and especially one of toasted grains. J-Lo's Perfume Glow was the 9th best-selling women's fragrance in department stores. It was followed by her fragrance Still.
It's yummy. It's like a yummy thing. You know what I mean? You need yummy things in your life. You can't not have yummy things. You need yummy things. Go get it.
We're left wondering if Still referred to the fact that she was still raking in the millions. Jessica Simpson teamed up with a company to create an edible fragrance and body care line called Dessert. Sounds delicious? But keep in mind that during the photo shoot to promote the tasty and edible product, Jessica spent half her time in the ladies' room being very ill. Not the best advertisement an edible product can have.
It's been a lot of fun. There's Dreamy, which is the chocolate, and that's a good flavor too.
Pop tartlet Britney Spears recently decided to jump on the money-making bandwagon. The fragrance, along with the scented whipped body cream, shower gel and solid shimmer stick, is being called Curious Britney Spears. Does this mean that no one could come up with a better name? Or does this refer to her first and since annulled marriage, when she was curious to see what it was like to be married?
It's very sensual smelling, has a little bit of vanilla musk to it, and but not too sweet. It's very sexy, ladies.
The fragrance will come packaged in 2 of Britney's favourite colours, pink and azure blue. Ah, pretty. And then there's the stars who just contribute their beautiful faces and a few scripted words to someone else's fragrance, such as Nicole Kidman, who received $3.5 million to appear in a 4-minute commercial for Chanel No. 5. Mandy Moore and Jennifer Love Hewitt have both done commercials for Neutrogena, apparently the perfect skin cleansing and clearing range of products, perfect for acne breakouts and those annoying little blackheads. Not only are these famous women living the life of luxury, but on top of that, they smell good, their skin is smooth, and their makeup flawless. But to make matters worse, they get paid for it. So, while you may not live the lifestyle of the rich and famous, may not be cuddled up to the leading men like they do, you can still smell like them, glitter like they do, and heaven forbid, treat your acne as well. Models. They're everywhere. And the world obviously needs more of them. One reality show from the US has them lining up in scores to be scrutinised much like a pedigree pooch at Cruft's dog show. In the world of glitz and glamour, beauty is as deep as your wallet, and intelligence isn't a prerequisite for success. In the 80s, the supermodels were a phenomenon. Models achieved fame and status comparable to royalty. The names Naomi, Christy, Linda and Claudia were synonymous with the best of the best in the fashion world. But what do models do apart from model stuff? They're spokespeople, of course, guiding us mortals in our dreary lives. Elle Macpherson said, "The only book a person should read is the one you write yourself." So, wanting to read one, she became an author. Good on you, Elle. Not satisfied with her reputation as the world's #1 body, she had to go and top it all and become an author. Macpherson pursued a career in law before her modelling career went global. We wonder if she had a thing for science as well. She reportedly had a cot made for her son Flynn that was lined with lead, and used special foil blankets for travel by air to shield them from cosmic radiation at high altitudes. Another model with philanthropic tendencies is Naomi Campbell. Naomi has drawn international attention to her fundraising efforts on many different projects. She also reportedly has a fuse about as long as a New York minute, and sources say Naomi has been sent to anger management counselling after hitting an assistant in the face with a mobile phone. Recently, another assistant claimed to have been headbutted and bitten by the supermodel while in a hissy fit. Such unglamorous behaviour for someone so stunning. For many, modelling is a stepping stone to an acting career. Once these pretty young things have done their best on the catwalks for Versace and McQueen, then it's off to Hollywood to use your services as they see fit. A career in modelling is possibly the best prerequisite for a stint in Hollywood. The bitchiness, the substance abuse, it's all there. Natalie Portman was discovered by a model scout in New York at age 11, which these days is almost middle-aged for a model. She felt that modelling was not really for her, but it did lead to acting roles, and by her 14th birthday, her acting career was on its way. Liv Tyler, Angelina Jolie, and a plethora of other stars began by traipsing along catwalks. The term for the model who has allegedly done everything is mega model.
And it's custom made for me.
This is a model who has ascended from the ranks of supermodel and has perpetuated their image, lifestyle and tastes beyond the field of catwalk and photographic modelling. These are models such as Linda Evangelista, Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford and Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks hosts reality show Supermodel, where the contestants, you guessed it, pursue the ultimate goal of a modelling contract and hopefully a successful career. Naomi, well, she beats her personal assistants. And Cindy, she was considering a trip to the International Space Station after the crew suggested her as the first celebrity in space, but the space agencies declined, due to the fact that they had already reached their quota of space cadets in orbit. So parents, keeping these subtle hints in mind, when your pretty daughter says modelling is in her blood and that she just loves her picture being taken, remember that in order for the kid to succeed, they have to have not only the walk and the talk, they have to be a bitch and a witch. Cher's backstage demands include a TV with cable access so she can catch a classic movie before she takes to the stage. One room especially for her wigs, and one for the mysterious Dr. Stacy, in case she needs a massage. Her dressing room must have a box of bendy flexible straws, only black plastic cups, and 2 cube-shaped boxes of Kleenex aloe white tissues. And now it's time for one of our favourite segments, and yours, Stars Behind Bars. Aidan Quinn, star of such illustrious hits as Desperately Seeking Susan, was busted for drink driving in Maine. The 44-year-old actor was filming Empire Falls in Waterville. Police pulled Quinn over after they spotted him driving his rented Chevy Impala erratically. He was arrested after a breathalyzer test revealed that Quinn's blood alcohol content exceeded the state's .08 legal limit. He was released on a $350 bond. You could say he made a quintessential fool of himself. Matthew McConaughey was arrested by police and charged with possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia after neighbours called to complain about music blaring from the actor's house. When cops arrived, they found McConaughey playing bongo drums and dancing around naked. The drug charges against McConaughey were eventually dropped, though the star did plead guilty to violating noise ordinance, for which he paid a $50 fine. Maybe he was just warming up for his role in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Who would want to be around him for 10 seconds? Vince Vaughn was arrested and charged with fighting in public for his part in a brawl outside a New Hanover County bar. Coincidentally, the movie star was in town working on the film Domestic Disturbance. Perhaps Vince was a bit confused and thought he was playing his tough guy character from Starsky and Hutch. Kim Delaney ended up on the wrong side of the law. The NYPD Blue actress was pulled over and charged with drink driving and reckless driving. The actress pleaded no contest to reckless driving and was sentenced to probation and ordered to pay a fine. Maybe she'll be popping off to AA with Detective Andy Sipowicz in the next episode. Lil' Kim, otherwise known as Kimberly Jones, was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana. The rapper was rounded up after a police raid on the home of Biggie Smalls, otherwise known as Christopher Wallace, her rap rabbi. Since her arrest, Lil' Kim has gone through some amazing physical transformation. Her skin is whiter and her bra size has gone up a few notches. Isn't it amazing what clean living can do? No stranger to diva-style behaviour.
For me, it just feels really natural. I found something that I'm really happy doing.
Victoria Beckham once demanded that an airline give her free flights for life after a fellow passenger picked up her bag by mistake. Oddly enough, the airline refused. The 70s. That was the bit after hippiedom and before yuppiedom. How would you sum it all up? If you had to choose a song, the song would probably have been written by Reginald Dwight, better known as Elton John. He's the celebrity's celebrity. He rubs shoulders with royalty. He records prolifically, has penned Broadway shows, Oscar-winning songs, won Grammys, and boy, can he bitch.
It's my country, you know what I mean? Rude, vile pig.
Elton earned incredible fame and really big money through huge album sales. But as the rock and roll treadmill of the time decreed, Elton, and a great many others in this period, suffered from really big drug problems.
Hakuna Matata ain't no passing craze. It means no worries.
Elton now laughs at this stage of his career and admitted at this time to calling his agent from a posh hotel while on tour and demanding he do something about the foul weather outside. Not losing his grip on reality, Elton expressed himself through some of the best pop music ever recorded. Elton's eccentricity as a performer found an outlet in his choice of stage wear. If it was loud-coloured, sequined, had feathers and a matching pair of oversized tinted eyeglasses, it was definitely Elton's cup of tea. He was out-sparkling Liberace, out-glittering even Gary Glitter. Even as his hairline receded, his popularity stayed strong, until he did something no other pop star had done. Elton admitted he was bisexual. His popularity dipped, but his outspokenness prevailed. He was quoted in the press saying, "I think people should be free to engage in any sexual practices they choose. They should draw the line at goats, though." The decline in record sales was also due to exhaustion. He cut his performance and recording schedule to 1 record a year. His staying power as a musical force continued through the 80s, with hit album following hit album. During the 80s, Elton revealed more of his private persona to the public and revealed his desperate side, his addictions to cocaine and alcohol, spurred by insecurity and neurosis. And without stating the obvious, after his divorce from his wife Renata in 1988, his ambiguity about his sexuality was less of a sticking point, and Elton won fans worldwide through his AIDS Foundation charities. Reported to be in the UK's top 200 wealthiest people, his spending came under scrutiny in 2001 when, in a court case against his former accountant, it was revealed he spent nearly £40 million on flowers alone. When asked why, Elton replied, "Well, I like flowers." Obviously. Elton maintains a high profile, hosting an A-list Oscars party in Los Angeles every year. He often records with up-and-coming talents and is seen in the company of the Beckhams and Hollywood royalty. Oh, and he's apparently on first-name basis with a Mrs. Windsor from Buckingham Palace.
Since when has lip-syncing been live?
Elton's outspokenness often keeps him in the news.
I'm sorry if I offended anyone in Taiwan. I did not mean to, but to those guys, I meant every single word I said, okay? Thank you.
Whether it's the stars of today getting a tart twist of his tongue, or other well-established stars being brought back to earth by a dose of his wizened words, we can all rest assured the one true Rocket Man will keep blasting as only he knows how. It's an out-of-season spring clean for the ladies of Tinseltown. They are trimming the dead wood from their relationships and their careers are soaring. Sharon Stone and Halle Berry are the first two A-list ladies that come to mind in this category. Halle ended her 2-year marriage to R&B singer Eric Benet and emerged looking better than ever. And Sharon Stone finished her 5-year relationship with Phil Bronstein, a San Francisco Chronicle editor. Single Sharon really went for it. She appeared in the big screen feature Cold Creek Manor. She landed a role as the villain in Catwoman and was phenomenal on the small with her guest stint on the revamped The Practice. Halle had more time for her career, won an Oscar,
Magnificent view.
made a Bond film, the box office smash X2, and blew audiences away with her portrayal of a psychiatrist on the wrong side of the hospital bars in Gothica. Jennifer Garner divorced Scott Foley and got on with her life too. Firstly, there was the huge salary increase to nearly $150,000 per episode for Alias. Garner starred opposite Ben Affleck in Daredevil and managed to catch her leading man's eye at the same time. Ben and his new Jen have been rumoured to walk down the aisle, so maybe she won't be single for long. Uma Thurman can be commended for going public with the fact that she and actor-novelist hubby Ethan Hawke are having marital trouble. It didn't seem to affect her acting career, and she kicked butt at the box office with the Kill Bill Volume 1, and the same thing happened with the release of Kill Bill Volume 2. Another trend is to dump the old model and upgrade. Get them young and train them. Demi Moore is a prime example, not being happy with her own body being as trim and taut as a 25-year-old's. She also has to have a 25-year-old boyfriend, Ashton Kutcher. Cameron Diaz got in on the dating younger guys act as well. She is spending a lot of time with none other than 22-year-old pop star Justin Timberlake. She has even been on the road with him and is his #1 groupie. Aw, how sweet. These ladies follow the path of other well-known stars such as 39-year-old Vivica A. Fox, who for part of the year was stepping out with 27-year-old multi-platinum rapper 50 Cent. And who could forget beautiful Australian actress 35-year-old Naomi Watts' ongoing relationship with 24-year-old Heath Ledger.
Arrested me, Mark.
There are many ladies who are either enjoying their newfound single lives or pairing up with much younger men. Who are we to comment? It all seems to be working for them perfectly. Just makes the rest of us jealous.